Hey everybody, I'm Showdan and welcome to Cities Skylines. For those of you that don't know me from Twitch, I'm a huge fan of this game. But what is this game, you ask? Well, directly from Wikipedia, Cities Skylines is a single-player, open-ended city building simulation. Players engage in urban planning by controlling zoning, road placement, taxation, public services and public transport of an area. What this essentially means is you build your city and manage not just the growth of the city, but almost all aspects. We'll get into more during the series, but essentially you are the mayor of the city and are responsible for everything. Paradox just released a new DLC recently called Industries, and we're going to focus on this side of things during the series, but I will go over the main aspects as I go. This is the new game menu, which is now no longer there. And as you can see, I was just setting up the new game, setting the name of the city to Showville and turning on left-hand traffic. Cities is a highly moddable game, and I fully recommend that you enable some mods to make your play experience that much more enjoyable. For a list of recommended mods, check the link below. This video will be mostly time-lapse, so I'm just going to skip over this loading screen. This is another mod. So I'm going to time-lapse most of the episodes, so as you don't want to sit there and watch me as I wait for the buildings to build or money to come in. I'm going to try and keep these videos in the series to less than 30 minutes so that they don't run too long. Here I'm setting up what will be the main highway through the city. You start each city with a limited amount of money, so we need to keep that in mind. This map seems to have a fair amount of fertile land, and I'm looking at what I can utilize, where I can utilize that once we get the city set up, as planning ahead is crucial in this game. Otherwise your traffic becomes a nightmare. So I'm just going to start trying to create an exchange off the highway, an interchange, sorry, off the highway. As I want to build the first part of our city to the right, so having a bit of difficulty here with the different roads intersecting with each other, and trying to get it the way that I want it to look. But we get there in the end. Yeah. So here I'm using the move it tool just to create some space in between the roads, which is what's causing me issues, is this pillar for this road. So what I can do is then move the road back and we don't have any issues. So now that we've got the first off-ramp really, we're going to start building our first little bit of city. I'm going to bring this down to ground level, and then we obviously want the traffic to go back onto the city, onto the highway, but I also want this this area to be as perpendicular to the highway as possible. So I tend to use the cheapest roads that I can when I'm trying to map things out, because mapping things out you will actually delete roads quite a lot, and buildings and that kind of thing. So we're just getting our road to connect through. So we're just joining our on and off ramps to the main road that's going to be there. I mean, it's a bit weird looking, but we'll eventually go back through and we will change change it up in a bit. All I want is functionality at the beginning. So the first thing that you've actually got to do with your city is actually put in some sewage output and a water pump. So this is crucial as to where you're actually putting these pumps, because if you put your sewage upstream of the water pump, you're actually going to pump your sewage back into the houses that it's coming from, and that's going to make your citizens sick. So you want to make sure that that's done that way. We put in some wind power as well. In the beginning, it's actually better in my opinion until you can get like your solar plants. So I think they're only available in the Green Cities expansion though, as the game does have coal and oil and other power plants, but in my opinion it's better off to actually have the solar and renewable energy sources, purely because if you have too much pollution throughout your city, and this is more of a long-term game, you can actually, it limits where you can put your residential. So it's just one of those things. So here we're laying out our piping for our area that we're about to zone in. So I like to try and follow the roads as much as possible. Gives me full coverage over the areas that are going to be zoned. You can probably notice that I've got it on pause the whole time. So with putting in the roads and everything, you pay for those roads in a weekly cost. So until you've actually got zoning in and you've got some kind of houses going up like they are currently, you're not actually going to make any money. And given that we've got limited amount of money, you want to try and minimize the amount that you're losing. So I just got to change a few settings in a couple of mods that I've got turned on, to make sure that they're all set to the way that I want them, so that the traffic is done the way that I wanted it. So I've laid out the pipes and connected up the power, which is what is required for the buildings to go up. Now that we've got demand, we've zoned out our residential area, and we'll zone out our commercial and industry area soon. We do create a commercial barrier between the residential and the industry, just so that they don't get sick. But we'll wait for our city to build. I'll let you guys enjoy the time lapse. You don't want to hear me talk the whole video, so one other thing is that I've got a number of workshop assets to help in the beginning. Most of them are smaller versions of things like healthcare and police, so you'll see me put those down when we get there. But I'll be back when we hit a couple of milestones and any issues. Alright, so here we've reached our first milestone, Little Hamlet. We were just about to expand over the river, which you'll see in a minute. But this unlocks garbage collection, schools, healthcare, control over taxes, and the ability to take out our first loan, which is going to be important in a bit. These services become important as we grow our little city into a mega city and hit that 1 million sim limit. Alright, we'll let you get back to it. Hey guys, me again. So we've just ran into some power issues here because we haven't been watching our vital signs of our city as closely as we should have been. We're currently using 6 megawatts more than we're producing and don't have the money to put in a new windmill straight away. So we had to take a loan. So the reason why this is so drastic is that if we don't have power, we're going to lose houses to abandonment, and then we're going to lose our tax, and then we're not going to be able to fix it at all. So you can see there we just fixed it, and we've got some garbage issues. Since we didn't put anything down at the beginning when we first got Little Hamlet to deal with it, it's kind of backed up. Putting in a recycling centre will help when we get the money, and that's what I'm just waiting for here. So we'll put that down and it'll be fine. It'll work itself out. But yeah, I'll let you enjoy. guys, so we've hit the 950 pop and we've unlocked Worthy Village, so now we're worthy. This gives us the ability to put in policies, take a second loan, unlocks emergency services and police services, it gives us districts and district specializations. The district stuff will become important when implementing buildings introduced in the Industries DLC, which we'll get into in the next episode. So we're going to end it here. We've got the start of a city. It's working and we're making a profit. So if you like what you see, please hit that like button, comment, subscribe, and anything else you can do. Catch me on Twitch whenever I stream, that'd be great. Come by, say hi, and until next time, see ya.